In this lesson, we're going to look at converting decimals into fractions. So the first thing I do is I always write my decimal as being over 1. Every number is always divided by 1. And the next thing I look at is how many decimal places to the right of the decimal do I have? I only have one, the 6. And this 6 is what's known as being in the 10th position. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the numerator and denominator both by 10. Now 0.6 divide by 10, that's going to be 6, and then 1 divide by 10 is 10. And then looking at each of those, they're each divisible by 2, so I am going to do a quick simplifying my fractions, and I get my final answer of 3/5. So 0.6 is the same as 3/5. Looking at another example, I've got 0.15 here. I'm going to place it over 1. Because there are 2 digits after the decimal point, that means that they're in the 5 is in the hundredths position. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 100. Multiplying by 100 is the same as taking that decimal place and moving it 2 positions to the right. Just like up above, multiplying the 0.6 by 10 was like moving the decimal place 1 to the right. So 0.15 times 100 is going to be 15. 1 times 100 is 100. But we're not done there. These both end in a 5 and a 0. So I know that each of these numbers is divisible by 5. So I'm going to reduce my fractions. And 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. One more example for this video. Looking at, well, I've got a number greater than 1 here, but it still doesn't change, the process that I do. I'm going to place it over 1. Because I have 2 numbers after the decimal place, that means that I'm going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 100. I'm going to move that decimal place 2 to the right, and I'm going to get 148. And then 1 multiplied by 100 is 100. And then I'm going to start dividing to reduce these fractions. Looking at 148, let's do it in pieces just in case I don't see the largest divisor right away. They're each divisible by 2, and so we can start reducing this fraction from here. 148 divided by 2 is going to be 74. 100 divided by 2 is 50. They are each still even numbers, so they can be both divided by 2 again, which means that we could have divided by 4 because 2 times 2 is 4. But that's fine. 74 divided by 2 is going to be 37, and 50 divided by 2 is 25.